with the situation with Big U was he's been hit. It's not just Big U, it was a lot of people that's been hit, right? With the RICO charges. And they're saying Big U was running his thing like the mafia. Now, I never knew who Big U was until the death of Nipsey Hussle. That's when I started to hear about Big U because people were saying, oh, he had something to do with it and things of that nature. But Big U was supposed to be doing things in the community as far as working with the youth, have through sports and things of that nature. And for what I understand, Big U was getting like 500,000 for his program from the city of Los Angeles. They were giving him like 500,000 to go into his youth programs, 500,000 a year, you know. So he got picked up, and what they're alleging is, you know, they're alleging murder, they're alleging trafficking, they're alleging mafia style crimes behind the scenes. Now, I seen where they were interviewing a brother that has another organization that said that he works with the youth, and he was saying like it was a surprise to him because he knows him real good because they, you know, they work with the youth, you know. And from what it looks like is that Big U, what I forgot to say about Big U is that he is the leader of the Rolling 60s Crips, right? That's what I forgot to say. Let me just put that out there. So working with the youth is a big deal with somebody that is a leader in the hood, you know what I'm saying? And so when this all comes out, it came out, it's starting to look like Big U was doing all of this dirt and all of this grimy stuff, this mafia style stuff behind the scenes, whereas in front of the cameras and in the limelight, you know, he's better in the community, better in his family, working with the youth and doing all these good things. And so it's like, man, how do we think, especially us brothers and sisters, we're grown. How do you think you can do in this time and age, right? You can do things like what he was doing. And on the other side, in front of the cameras, do all of the positive stuff and think that's going to be, you know, a good ending. Like we're too old. And I'm going to say brothers be too old in the streets and in that mentality to think that there's anything beneficial that's going to come out of that. It's nothing beneficial that's going to come out of that. You know what I'm saying? Nothing can come out of that. And I'm not talking tough. This is real life. This is like what can really come out of you murdering people, hurting people. All of this stuff is alleged. Like, but what can really come out of that except more of the same? More of the same. Like what can really come out of you, running something like that? And like when we were growing up, because I grew up out here in the IE, I'm very familiar with gang banging, you know what I'm saying? But we were growing up, when it came to gang banging, it was kind of like it's attractive in one way. Gang banging is attractive, like it draws you in, you know what I'm saying? But that's anything. Like if you're young and as you're growing up, you're impressionable. Anything, sports will draw you in. If you're around the right thing, it will draw you in. And gang banging, what I used to see was it never made sense to me, right? As a young person, I always thought different. I thought different all the time. But I had my experiences growing up, which turned me off. One of the things that turned me off as a youngster, right, is that I was a child. I was like 7, 8 years old, and I had a grown man bang on me because I had a red I had a red Jumpman shirt on. And I'm in a neighborhood where it's Crips. You know what I'm saying? I got banged on by a grown man. Like, why the F you got that shirt on? Go change your shirt. So as I'm growing up, I'm looking at it like, damn, why would a grown man get at me like that? I don't care about none of this stuff. I'm a kid. You know what I'm saying? I'm a kid. Like, so that never made sense to me in that way. Like, damn, like it's like that. But I understand a lot of brothers and sisters are born into it. You're born into it. Your mama from a hood, your daddy from a hood. Um, and so it's hard to see outside of it. It's hard to see yourself out doing something different. It's the only thing you know. You know what I'm saying? I understand that. But I was turned off at a young age from gang banging, you know what I'm saying? And then all the things you would see and hear. Like hell, I grew up with the ghetto bird. Anybody know what the ghetto bird is? I grew up the ghetto being up under the ghetto bird lights as a kid. You know what I'm saying? I grew up going to school in the morning and we hear, oh, so such and such dad got killed, got shot last night. I grew up like that. You know what I'm saying? Like boys in the hood is how we grew up. You know what I mean? But I was one of those people that I wasn't attracted to it like that. Had family, Crips and blood, but it just didn't attract me like that because of the experience, the negative experiences that turned me off. And I always looked at it like it don't make no sense because I see the ending of it. I see what the end is for it. It's nothing that's good that's going to come out of it. Now, when I talk about that, now let's put that to the side. Now, this situation, you got someone that's older, and they used to always talk about the OGs, the OGs. Well, in the gang culture, the OGs ain't nothing. The OGs don't, help don't guide the younger men or tell them not to do that. They send them on missions. You know what I mean? The OGs are still trying to be like the YNs. The OGs is trying to be young. You know what I'm saying? The OGs is still trying to gangbang. And so I understand where it comes from, where how it started, like protecting our community from the police, but it's just done got me manipulated and destroyed. And now it's all about hating your brother. And that's what it seems Big U was doing, hating his brother and being a hypocrite. And a lot of us look back and we're on the outsides and we look at all kind of situations with our people, and we know people that are grimy and doing dirt, and we say, well, like, how is it that a person like that can just prosper? A person like that can just, they can just, keep living, and nothing happened to them, and it's the good people that something happens to. Well, just remember that people like that, their time is coming. Their time is coming. And you see that happen with Big U. They even talked about them wiretapping conversations. And I'm like, these people, they've been wiretapping people since the 60s, wiretapping, like, landlines. Now we have cell phones. They can tap into anybody's cell phone anytime they want to. They can look at you through your cell phone if they want to, if you on their radar. I'm keeping it a buck with you. That's the type of technology they got right now. Y'all, I know y'all watch those shows, those murder shows where they can ping, see where your phone was pinging at. They can listen to anybody's conversation. So they making drug deals and allegedly making drug deals and doing this and all that on the phone. You know what I mean? And thinking that these things won't come to the light. And at the end of the day, man, brothers just gotta grow up. That goes into that yellow Beezy situation. A lot of you young brothers, I'm talking to the YNs, a lot of you young brothers are just, y'all just trucks, y'all just crashing out, y'all just doing stuff to fit in. But this is the end. Like all that tough talk and rapping on the videos and yapping what you gonna do, what you see with Big U and his associates, what you see with Yellow Beezy, what you see with Sauce Walka, all of that, that's the end result of it. That's the end result. Let that be a lesson to you. Let that tell you, man, maybe I need to get a trade. Maybe I need to leave the hood and relocate with one of my family members that live in some boring town so that I can get my mind together and so that I can make something of myself, that I could be a better man. You know what I mean? Now, what I will say is this. I'm not demonizing brothers and sisters that are in that life. You gang banging. I understand. We all were once like on a level of being ignorant and doing things that no one was telling us, listen, you keep going down this road, it's not going to be good for you. Many of us was on a road like that. You know what I mean? And how I look at brothers and sisters, really brothers that are in the streets, gang banging, those brothers are warriors. You understand? Those brothers are needed in their community. You understand? No different than the brothers that are successful and they playing professional sports. They're warriors too. You know why both of them are alike? Because when people like me start talking, brothers like and sisters like you start talking and start talking about on a conscious level and things we need to change and things we need to let go, those type of people won't even hear us. They're from two different spectrums. One is successful, but when we say, you know, we should segregate, they won't hear us. And when we say to the other, to the gangbangers, you got to learn how to forgive your people. You got to learn how to let some things go. They won't hear us either. But both of them would be beneficial if we could all come together, because these are both warriors. These are strong men that just don't know no better. He may have millions of dollars. He may have a NFL contract, but he's still silly in the head. He's still making bad decisions. He's still hitting a wall, even with millions of dollars. The same as with this brother in the hood. He's still hitting the wall. He has it in him to do better, but the environment that he's around won't allow him to. You got to break up out of that. You know what I'm saying? But the point is this, right? I think I said the point is that this is the end result of all that, you know, of gang banging, of being the hardest nigga on the block, of being the toughest nigga on the block, of talking the toughest and having the most guns. When you look at Big U and everybody in the Rolling 60s and his associates in that Rico case, and you look at Yellow Beezy and you look at Sauce Walka, that is the end result of all that street shit. And so for a brother, if you're on that type of time, it's only a matter of time. It's only a matter of time. I'm letting you know right now, you can change. You can do something different. You can think outside of the box. You don't have to be like everybody. You could be yourself.